Well, I went ahead and started the stream, and I'm going to. There we go. What's this? Oh, good
I
lord!
revamped my portrait a little bit.
I see that.
You scroll over a couple, you can see the difference. I'm pretty happy with it. Made his
Scroll
eyes
over.
bigger ears. Well, in Facebook, if you're on the computer,
Yeah.
you can click little arrows.
What is he going to be?
He's a gnome. I didn't think the eyes were big enough for a gnome with the other gnome portrait, so I made him a little bit bigger. Not a lot. It was kind of a pain to get him to look
But the
okay
purple
and
hair.
make him bigger. More suitable for a gnome. I also don't like the little gnome ears, although some of them do have that.
And what is he going to be?
Oh, class?
Yeah, we haven't talked about that just yet. So let's actually start with you, Paul. Give us a rundown of what is currently being called Toddy Snark.
Like just the class stuff?
Yeah, kind of what he's intended to be and what kind of build you're looking to do.
All right, well, he's an artificer, using one of the versions in an artificer kind of specific book, or mostly artificer specific. There's a couple other things in there too.
Okay.
And they are clockwork engineers. And the thing they do is they make basically like power armor of sorts. And he's intending to kind of use it so that he can use his like intelligence to make himself a decent fighter. Okay. So he's kind of taking a different approach to it.
Will you have access to magic?
I will at I can't remember what level, like 3rd or something like that. Maybe 2nd. I don't remember for sure.
And then I'm going to include any links to the original files that we're going to be pulling stuff out of if they're not already in a official Wizards of the Coast source in the comments of our videos.
Okay.
And then with that purple hair, what kind of race is he?
He's a gnome.
What flavor of gnome?
Rock gnome.
Okay.
I figured with the purple hair it's grape.
He's what? Grape
it
gnome.
wasn't for rock.
I much prefer the Pathfinder gnomes, who are more vibrant and colorful than the D&D gnomes tend to be. So I tend to go that route with them.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to say no to it because I think it's hilarious.
And actually, I think purple is a color listed for them in 5th edition too.
Okay. Well, I have to say, though, that I wish it were more of a realistic portrait, kind of like what Andy's doing.
I'm not sure what you mean. That is what he looks like.
I meant.
Oh, you mean like with the armor and stuff on?
Well, more like it's like a Photoshop of an actual like 3D model, similar to what.
But Andy's isn't. Andy's just a painting.
So more realistic and lifelike looking than.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's hard to find something that suits my character like that.
Yeah.
Plus, usually when I shrink the more realistic ones that I like down, I'm very sad because they don't look very good. But Andy's actually shrunk down pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking I might want to go over it and enlarge it just a little bit because the first one I did, I showed the gun because I was kind of like, oh, it's important to show that, but it was too small. Yeah. I still think the head is a little bit too small, so I think I'm going to go over and adjust it again.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about your character, Andy, tell us a little bit about your gunslinger that is currently being called the Dick.
He doesn't exist yet. What are you talking about?
Okay,
I haven't done anything for him yet.
But tell us what kind of idea you have for him.
Well, it's like I'm okay. You're trying to go over and nerf me, but it's not going to happen because I'm gonna make it work with a kind of like a background idea that I have.
Yeah, no assassin.
Well, no, because I'm actually going to go over and do the assassin thing, but a reformed assassin, because he's going to have been an assassin, so he's still going to have the skills, but he's not going to be like a, hire this guy and he's going to go over and like bump off somebody for you. because I think it kind of plays with because I'm actually because he's going to be a Gith, so and I'm actually going Githyanki instead of Githzeri, because the Githyanki is more well the Githzeri tends to be a little bit more martial, like hands-on, like hand to hand. So that would be more if I wanted to go like a monk, but since I'm going to go do kind of the rogue build with the assassin kind of idea, I figured Githyanki kind of worked with that. And the reason why I'm kind of like really pressing for the assassin thing is it kind of plays with the idea I have of somebody because I don't know if have you read any of the stuff about the Githyanki? Kind of how
recently.
that whole thing. Well, because they're very militaristic, and so what my concept is this is a guy who's pretty much just like he's sick of the fighting. He was an assassin. He was somebody who was in the thick of it, and he just got sick of all the killing. He's sick of the bullshit, the politics, and he kind of sees because the way the Githyanki and the Githzeri kind of play against each other. Excuse me. The Githzeri tends to be a little bit more, I don't want to say pacifist, but they're not quite as obnoxious as the Githyanki. So I'm kind of like going with the sense of okay, well, he kind of sympathizes a little bit with the Githzeri, but not to the point where he's ready to latch onto their I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for, but they're not their particular way of thinking, but not so much with the Githyanki sensibilities anymore. So, but he's still going to have like his assassin skills, which is going to work well for the RHC and for the concept that I have with him. So, but I'm not planning on going with like, this, he's not going to be exactly Dima, but he's going to kind of have like a Dima build.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's my concept.
Okay. Well, Eve, you're the next one up. So tell us a little bit about the character that is currently named Butts.
And here I was hoping you were just going to go with tell us about Butts.
Oh, I could have, but I'm trying not to be that.
Just trying not to live up to that mature tag.
Trying not to be you.
All right.
We have to ease people into that.
Into butts.
Right.
Oh God, Paul, that's bad. Let me tell you about Butts. Well, he's a bit of an ass.
Yeah. So Butts, who's probably not his real name, is going to be a shaman, speaker of flame. So the idea is that he is this like local folk hero. He, armed and helped his little village fight back against some tyrant or other, and that catapulted him to like, oh hey, everyone, it's Butts. He saved us. Kind of status. He, in the middle of this was called to by the flame, and set out on his shamanic thing. One of the things with the shaman is that they're either tied to a specific spirit or else they make bonds with spirits as they go. In his case, he carries a bit of the fire from his home forge in order to keep that connection to the spirit that originally called to him from his forge. The build is basically going to be, honestly, I'm gonna go a little more martial with it instead of the seemingly more normal like support kind of like healer kind of shaman role.
Mm-hmm.
Because of his background with the whole folk hero thing. I think he's a bit more. I'm really still considering multi-classing him with a couple levels of fighter later on, even though it might gimp him a little.
Okay. Well, let's start rolling stats. So we're going to start with Andy first, because I don't want to flood the screen with a whole bunch of rolls all at once. And I'm going to open up a note here so we can keep track of whose rolls were what. Wow. You just can't wait.
I think I had it set up. Oh, but we were doing like, if you roll a 1, you re-roll it, right?
Right. So
let's
we're going to be rolling 4d6, re-rolling any ones. Even if they re-roll as a 1, you still roll it again until you get something other than a 1.
Andy's good at rolling ones.
As you can tell.
Oh, there we go.
Like that. All right, so that first one's going to be 14.
And then a 15.
Well, he still has to get the second one.
What?
Well, so what are you talking about as 15? I guess I'm confused.
He rolled 6 different stat rolls, and we're just going through and redoing the ones at this point. So out of the first one, the top 3 numbers were 4, 4, and 6 for a 14. Out of the second one, a 6, 6, 3. So that's a 15.
Oh, okay. I thought for a second there, I thought you were like doing the other one that he rolled a 1 on.
Oh no.
I was like, he still needs to
I don't
roll
like
that.
I don't like any of these scores.
5, 3, 3.
These scores suck. I'd almost be better off going over it and doing a point buy. This sucks.
Well, let me finish calculating everything up. The next one was 10.
I try 11.
4 and 3 and 3. I'm getting 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 3 is 10.
No. I'm saying the third one is 11. Then it's 10.
Right. And then the next one. Keep going.
A 2. Freaking 2. That's bullshit.
Okay, and for the last one, you've got another 14. Okay, so because none of your stats were above a 16, I'm going to let you have a 16 and a 14 and then keep the rest, or you can use the standard array, which I think is 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 now. But you can bump that first one to a 16 instead of a 15.
All right, so what scores do I have now if I do that?
I am typing it up and going to share it.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure you guys had at least one decent stat and one halfway decent secondary stat.
Okay, so that's 16, 14, 13, 12, 11, and 10 is the adjusted. All right, it's not great, but it'll do.
I'm nervous. Dan's rolls there are pretty good. That's what I got when I rolled this on my own.
Yeah.
Almost.
And then, Andy, when you go to put your race in, keep in mind that the Gith don't get a bonus to Dex.
It's only got they only got one. You got an intelligence score that bumps up.
And when you put in you actually have to choose the subrace to add, and that'll give you the other two. Because I want to say it's the Githyanki that have the +2 to wisdom.
It's actually Githyanki, it's +2 to strength.
Oh, then I'm thinking Githzerai was +2 to wisdom. Okay.
Correct.
Paul, you're next.
All right.
Nice. Reroll your ones. Oh, very nice.
One, two, four. Uh-oh. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6.
So 15 for that last. So that's 14, 16, 16, 10, 11, 15.
Knew I was gonna roll worse. That's right. It's still pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not upset about those, but
Well, you're not playing the character. You're not allowed to be upset about this.
I can be upset about them because if they were too bad, I was going to have to, make you just take the standard array, and I really don't like doing that. Sorry. All right, so Eve, you're up next. Go ahead and roll 6 sets of 44.
Six sets of 44, you say?
Yes. So when you pick up
Oh.
the, I'm sorry, 6 sets of 46. Duh.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, and that 10 that you wrote down is 11, not 10. I don't have any 10s.
Oh, yeah, you're right. All right, so next roll me 2 more d6. Roll another one. Keep going. All right, so 8 and 12. Go ahead and roll 2 more d6. What's the 2d4 for, Andy?
My weight modifier.
Oh. And then let's see. I wrote something down wrong here. So 12, 16. And then you had a 5 there, so 8, 10. And then the last one is another 13. So I think I wrote down the 12 twice.
I'm a little bit lost, I think.
So for your first stat option, you had a 6, a 5, and a 4. So that's 15. For the second one, you had a 5, a 4, and a 3 for a 12. For the third one, you had a 4, a 4, and another 4 for, no, that was a 12. And then there was a 10. For a 15. Okay, I have lost track here.
So what I'm looking at should be 12, 12. Then
I see. I'm
13.
including Paul's 15. So I'm seeing 12, 12, 13, 16, 10, 13. Is that what you're seeing?
Maybe. Yes.
Okay. So one of those 13s will be bumped up to a 14.
Cool.
All right, and then
Hey, Lee, could you do me a favor? Could you
what's that?
delete my original sheet?
Your what?
Okay. In the PC character select, just delete me. I want to start over. Thank you.
Okay. So since Brandon isn't here, we're going to go ahead and roll his stats. So Eve, if I'm going to clear the chat here real quick, so we don't have this problem again. So Eve, if you'll roll me 2 sets of stats, please. Andy, if you'll roll me 2 sets of stats, please. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I feel like we're rolling better for this guy than.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. You know, these guys can't even bother to show up. You know.
And then Paul, if you'll roll me 2 sets of stats.
Don't worry, guys. I've got this.
Yeah, that's kind of rough.
Well, I
Thank you.
I think you're using my dice.
Okay. So at this point.
Whoa. Oh, I have a different character selected. That was confusing.
So at this point, before we go into actually updating races and all that onto the sheets, I will give you 1 chance to re-roll. But you have to take the new rolls if it's re-rolling all your stats. If you choose this option, then there's going to be a plot-centric, let's say a curse on you.
Yeah, I don't like these rolls, but I definitely do not like giving you that kind of control. So forget you.
Okay.
Well, you just started a new character, so you get to re-roll, right?
No.
I don't understand this. It's, you know.
You know,
Understand what?
define curse.
Actually, his rolls aren't bad either. Starting with 2 16s is decent. I don't think you can do that with standard point buy.
No.
Andy's is pretty close to just like the standard point buy.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
With a little bit of boost from Lee.
So it's
So even
entirely
that's
up
not bad.
to any of you individually. And this would be not a group affecting kind of thing, but more like a, let's say, for instance, if Andy took it, maybe his old friend Magda has an unhealthy focus on him for some reason.
No, we're not playing that again.
Well, it wasn't going to be that kind of focus, but yeah, but that's an example.
I don't understand. It's like I went over it and I tried dropping the race in the gift, and then I went over and asked me to go over and do the sub thing. So I did that. The problem is it's only giving me one of the score boosts.
I don't think all of them do it automatically, so
Yeah.
make sure you're paying attention to what it is.
Which gift were you going to be choosing?
The Gith Yankee, right? And the Gith Yankee gives me it's giving me the Gith Yankee ability score, the strength, but just a straight up Gith. It's supposed to give me a +1 to intelligence, and that's not going in.
Okay, well, just add that in when you do your stats.
You know, my stats aren't terrible, but this idea of, you know, being cursed in some way is intriguing.
Trust me, it is. For your stats, I wouldn't. You're kind of right there on the line, I would say. I mean, they're not horrible, but at the same time, it could turn out to really be bad for you in game.
I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna risk it.
Okay.
I like the things that you cook up.
Okay. So go ahead and let's roll the stat lines individually. So roll the 46. Roll another 1. Okay. Okay, not bad. That's a 16. Okay. Okay. Another 16.
2 16s and a 15. Can't complain about that.
Nope. Well, congratulations.
Woohoo! That doesn't look quite.
Got my first anatomy lab exam back yesterday.
Yeah.
It had a starfish sticker on it.
Oh, you were telling me that last night.
Oh, did I already talk about? Oh yeah. I forgot. I hopped in Discord and told you guys. Oh, that was funny. She wrote
My
some
dogs
note.
are going nuts outside.
Oh, it's Ghost.
No, the neighbors have dogs too. So just as a heads up, Brandon's Blood Hunter is going to be a Goliath.
So Lee, I calculated that up as 13, 16, 11, 15, 11, 16.
Let me pull the note back up. I just closed it. So you got what?
I have it as 13, 16, 11, 15, 11, 16.
Yeah.
How the hell did I mess that up? Yeah, that's a 13. Oh, because I was adding the 2 instead of the 3. Yeah, you're right. Wow, I suck at this. Maybe I need to quit.
Well, normally you don't have to do your own math here. So once we push through this, we'll be good.
So Brandon is going to end up with an 18 strength, 11 dex, 16 con, 10 int, 16 wisdom, 10 charisma. I wonder if we should swap the dex and the wisdom.
Yeah, I don't know if he needs wisdom for anything.
Because, well, for his saves against the enrage.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
So it's kind of important for him to have a decent wisdom score. And if he's going to be wearing medium armor,
Well, you could always leave it like that for now and then ask him
yeah.
which he'd prefer.
Do we have anyone else who's planning on being proficient in survival?
He is, just because he'll be able to track certain types of creatures more easily with survival.
So are we free to start going through and putting our character? Okay.
Oh, I thought you were already doing that. I'm sorry.
No, you seemed like you wanted us to do it in some certain way.
No, I just wanted to kind of talk about it first before we rolled stats, and then take it from there.
All right, kill my sheet again. This is getting ridiculous.
Okay.
Why are there 2 rock gnomes here? What's the difference? Oh, it looks like just flavor text. I'll take the one with more. All right, did both those. Class.
And if you'd like to roll for your gold rather than taking the starting adventures or the starting character stuff, you can.
Are we using the like variant rules for feats? Because I think that I'm gonna just go human. So should I be using the human variant where I get an extra feat, or
Yeah,
the
that's your
human?
choice.
Okay.
That's definitely the better version that
I
I
agree.
think they put out shortly after they released. Actually, was it actually in the player's handbook?
No.
Yeah, so I think they
in the
basically
UA.
realized they need to fix it pretty quick and put out the variant. Already added that. Did my hit points.
How do I edit my like abilities on my sheet here?
If you go into the, are you dragging and dropping the entries onto the sheet?
I dragged the class onto the sheet. I'm going to drag the race onto the sheet,
Okay.
but I don't have an entry to drag the strength and dex and everything onto the sheet.
Oh, you just type in the strength box, the dex box, and put your number
There
in.
we go. Thank you.
But make sure to account for the +1 to the 2 stats for the human variant.
Yeah.
So the Blood Hunter won't get the protection stance until level 2.
All right, there's my class.
Unlocking locks and stuff like that. This is sleight of hand, right?
Yes.
Well, I think it's Thieves' Tools.
But you have to make a roll, I thought, for using them, which I thought was sleight of hand.
No, you don't use the tools. So basically, you'll determine if it's like an intelligence or dexterity type of roll, which you could say like if it's a safe combo lock, maybe it's a intelligence instead, and then
Yeah.
you use your Thieves' Tools with it. I believe that's the way it's supposed to work now. Like even things like sleight of hand, like if for some reason you feel like it should be a strength roll, you can have them roll a strength version of it too.
Mm-hmm.
All the proficiency means is that you can use your proficiency bonus with it. It doesn't give you any other bonus besides that. I could be wrong though. I'll look into it later, I guess. All right, got that.
Yeah, that's all it does is add the your proficiency bonus to an ability roll. You don't actually use sleight of hand, so learn something new.
So shaman is a straight charisma caster, right? They don't use wisdom for anything.
I never looked. I was under the impression it was wisdom, but it'll say in your spellcasting information under the actual class window what your
Yeah.
primary casting stat is.
Yeah, it's taking me a second to get back to that.
Oh, okay. Bye-bye, Rachel.
Yep, they are a straight charisma caster. They use wisdom for some saving throws, but
Okay.
that actually changes the way that I'm building them a little bit. I was going to put one of my 16s into wisdom, but instead it's going into constitution.
I gotta do that again. Forgot about that. Well, let's do this first.
Where do you log spells? Because I can do mage hand.
On the actions page, you'll drag and drop the entry for the cantrip.
I seriously have no idea if I'm doing this right.
I'll take a look at it in a minute.
Okay, so if as a rogue I've gone over and chosen to be, well, chosen the skills deception and stealth as skills that I've chosen, is that like the proficiency or?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm choosing the spy background,
Okay.
which gives me skill proficiency, deception, and stealth. So that gives me double proficiency.
No.
Or is it like in addition to the 4 that I would choose?
I think the only way that you get double proficiency is if you have expertise, which I believe you get at like level 2 or 3.
Okay.
As a rogue, you can choose like up to 2 skills at a time that you have expertise in.
Okay, so because I get these two with the spy background, I should
You should
choose
swap 'em
two
out.
others. Well, I should choose 2 others that aren't
Right.
those. Okay. Well, that's good because that gives me 6 skills that I can have.
Just keep in mind, everyone, that the cleric actually has like every knowledge skill known to man.
Well, I guess I won't be taking persuasion.
Because you don't intend to talk?
Oh, because that whole mute thing, Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not on board with that one, I just have to say.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You can't have it both ways. You can't tell me that you wish I was mute and then whine when I am.
I was joking. Oh my god.
So I think I might take insight because I've got deception. So it'd be good to have the opposite of that. And I guess we'll do sleight of hand.
Taking my skills.
So for right now, I've got the Blood Hunter with acrobatics and athletics. We'll give him just a standard longsword.
Actually, I get expertise at the first level.
Oh, okay. So one of them should probably be Thieves' Tools.
I also have Thieves' Tools. I don't have a choice.
What does Steve's tools use?
It's usually going to use Dex,
Okay, that's what I figured.
but like I think it says somewhere either in one of the books that it can use other stats, and I think their example was like if you had like a safe with a dial and all that stuff, like it might be more appropriate to use intelligence.
Yeah, we're gonna go Dex.
I'm just saying.
I'm better at
That's
Dex.
its own thing. That is Dex. With the way they designed the tools, or the way they want them to work. But it is generally easier to just assign a specific stat to them, I think, too. I feel like I should be able to set mine to intelligence. I'm just going to set all my things to intelligence right now real quick. That should make skill rolls easier.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
I like the name of this feat. The man with two guns is God.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Everyone gets one of the feats out of the Zeitgeist Player's Guide as a kind of theme.
And they're easy to sort through in the feats thing if you do the drop down and click Zeitgeist when you're in
Yeah.
feats.
So essentially, you'll want to pick something that meshes well with your background. Like for a shaman, a sky seer is usually good, or what was the other one? Oh, the cleric has taken spirit medium.
I don't think there's necessarily anything saying you can't overlap, though, if that's like the one that really tickles your fancy. And that one definitely fits the shaman completely.
Not in the book, but I am saying that.
Oh, that kind of sucks, because that's pretty much the shaman.
What is it?
A spirit medium.
Oh, yeah, I
it's
don't
the one
even
about
see it
the
on the
dead.
list here, so. Oh, unfinished business.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was dead spirits that I was talking about.
Yeah.
I thought it was just spirits in general.
No.
Honestly, with the protective aspect and the fire aspect of this Hand of Retribution, that might fit.
I don't even know what a lot of them are.
What one,
Yeah.
Mike?
Hand of Retribution, specifically, you gain proficiency in Intimidation, and then in Battle, a vestige of the power of Sarasama waits to punish those who harm your allies. So when an enemy deals damage to one of your allies, as a reaction, you can deal 1d4 radiant damage to the enemy who made the attack. And they see a faint burning outline of a six-armed goddess hovering behind you, who lashes out in retaliation with blades of fire. You can't use this power twice against the same creature in the same encounter, and after you use the power 6 times, you have to take a long rest before you can use it again.
Oh, wow.
Then at 5th level, the damage increases to 1d4 radiant and 1d4 fire, and at 11th level, they also catch on fire.
I don't even remember what theme that's tied to.
Yeah, the only thing that I would ask would be, instead of some, goddess waiting to smite them, that it actually be, the fire spirit itself.
Well, with the themes, they're pretty much story driven.
Ah, are they? Okay.
I'm just pulling up the PDF file here to take a look.
Because, yeah, I was looking at Skyseer, and
they get a lot of cool stuff, a lot of like plot points. Okay, so yeah, yours was Vakeshi Mystic. So yeah, there's some good plot stuff for them too. So you could say that your ties to the fire spirits are linked with the death of the goddess that died in that created the Malice Lands.
I mean, it did fit. I think that, yeah, because I think that in a lot of cases, a spirit kind of wants something from you anyway, so that works.
Yeah. Plus, I have a feeling if they saw, a vestige of the goddess, standing behind you with 6 flaming blades, they might just shit themselves.
Okay, so we're taking one of those feats free then.
Yes, you get it for free. And it does not impact your ability to take a level 1 human feat. Or, the feat that's granted by the human variant. So we need to choose a damage type. Because the Blood Hunter gets to choose from 6 different damage types that he can enchant his weapon with. So the choices are fire, which it sounds like a couple of you have already gotten that locked up, cold, lightning, thunder, psychic, and necrotic. Anyone have a suggestion?
I will almost always say people should take cold.
Okay. Paul, you have a suggestion?
What were the options again?
Fire, which is kind of already represented among the group. Cold,
Yeah.
lightning, thunder, psychic, and necrotic. I think we can probably rule out necrotic just because.
Oh, that's the one I was just thinking of.
Well, I mean, the only reason I'm saying that is it would seem kind of sketchy for a level 1 new recruit to the RHC using necrotic magic on people without trying to kill them.
Cold would be cool. Plus, it's always fun having someone like characters who are like diametrically opposed with their damage source.
The alignments are back to the whole lawful good, neutral good, chaotic neutral,
Yeah.
evil good. Okay.
I think
Forgot
they did
about
away
that.
with like 1 or 2 or something, maybe. I don't remember.
Hate alignments, they're so dumb. Those. That.
Andy, how are you coming along?
I'm coming along. I'm not exactly sure if I'm doing it right, but we'll see. Oh, the money for gear, it's the amount for the thing. Do we get the full amount? Do we have to roll?
You have to roll.
You suck.
Oh, hey, I think I found my bonus human feat.
What's that?
Fell-handed. You master the hand axe, battle axe, great axe, warhammer, and maul. You gain the following benefits when using any of them. +1 bonus to attack rolls you make with the weapon. Whenever you have advantage on a melee attack roll you make with the weapon and hit, you can knock them prone if the lower of the 2 d20 rolls would also hit the target. And whenever you have disadvantage, you can still deal bludgeoning damage equal to your strength modifier if it misses, but the higher of the 2 d20 rolls would have hit.
Okay.
If you use the help action to aid an ally's melee attack while you're wielding the weapon, you knock the target's shield aside momentarily. In addition to the ally gaining advantage on the attack roll, the ally gains a +2 bonus to the roll if the target was using a shield.
Okay. So who's taking what background? Because I know the cleric took haunted one.
I took the technology one, technologist, or whatever it's called.
No, I meant the
Background.
like the class background.
Or yeah, I took urban bounty hunter.
Okay. So I'll avoid that. Andy, you said you're taking spy?
I took spy. I was gonna go over to hired killer, but you're mean to me, so I decided not to.
Okay. And Eve, what background are you taking for your character?
Folk hero.
What? Your what?
Folk hero.
Okay.
Is there a section on these sheets for like your bond and everything?
Yeah, it's on
Yes,
the
the notes page.
And you can essentially drag and drop it right off the thing on most of them, or some of them. Or no, I actually had to type mine out, I think. But it gives you the table if you want to roll randomly.
So I rolled for most of mine, but then I went over and I chose ones that I actually preferred. So like my personality traits is I'm always calm no matter what the situation. I never raise my voice or let my emotions control me. I never raise my voice because I'm mute.
Well, is mute just a choice, or is mute a disability?
Oh no, I'll talk. I don't want you whining. All right. So and then ideals, it's like freedom chains are meant to be broken, as are those who would forge them. So that kind of plays off the idea of that, he's left behind the
Yeah.
Githyanki ways. And then bond, I'm guilty of a terrible crime. I hope I can redeem myself for it. And that would be all of his years of being a killing bastard for the Githyanki.
Yeah.
And then I liked his flaws. If there's a plan, I'll forget it. If I don't forget it, I'll ignore it. So like, fuck you all, I like that. All right, now here's a question. So I'm looking at the rogue equipment and stuff like that. So you can get a rapier, a short sword, short bow, and arrows, or a short sword. I thought we were going to do something with like the guns.
Yeah, you can start with guns like a pistol instead of a short bow or whatever. Let me go in. I still have the PDF loaded up here.
Is that actually in the ZEITGEIST stuff?
It is.
I don't see anything for.
It's in. Oh, it's not in the module.
Yeah, I didn't add the weapons, sorry, because I didn't know what they were going to be yet. Lee was still thinking about it.
Yeah, and I settled on a much easier to manage gun system for us. I liked a lot of the things that they were trying to do, but I felt for us, since we're not, kind of as a rule, we're not experts at 5th edition yet, I wanted to streamline it as much as possible.
So you said you could take a pistol instead of a short bow?
No, he'll have to pay for it out of the money.
Oh, I thought you were talking about starting equipment.
Oh, no.
Okay, let's see. That's done.
So, Andy, a pistol costs 75 gold.
Are you freaking kidding me? That's almost my entire freaking thing.
Yeah, they're pricey.
So let me actually look at the rogue for a second.
Let me check something.
Okay, so it is basically the reskinned hand crossbow.
Yeah.
Which is also 75 GP. That's crap. I'm gonna have to save up for that shit.
So what we can do?
Well, just take the starting stuff, and Leo might let you swap out your bow for guns since you're doing the gunslinger, right?
I was actually pulling up the rogue to look at their starting equipment list again.
Okay, so does the starting equipment stuff come out of the cash?
Yes.
No, you don't get cash if you do starting equipment, and potentially you can add up to more. So if you're going to do the starting equipment, you don't roll for the class's starting money.
Gotcha.
Right.
But your background might give you some money depending on what that is.
That's true.
But that also gives you more gears.
Choose to pick the things out of the starting equipment and pay for it from your money up until you get to a certain point, your cap of your cash.
So it's like I need to get some armor. So I need leather. I need definitely my armor, and a rapier.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
usually better off just taking the starting equipment, to be honest.
All right. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it generally will add up to more than what you roll. Because what did you roll?
Total of 110.
Yeah, so your armor and crossbow, which you could take with your starting equipment and still have some other stuff, would pretty much dry you out.
Actually,
So if
even
you'll
if I wanted to go off and get like 2 pistols, which is kind of what I envision.
yeah, you won't be able to
Yeah.
start with like that, but
That would have wiped me out. I would have
Yeah.
been able to get anything.
Yeah.
you wouldn't have been able to get 2 pistols. Now you can
Yeah, that's what I'm
instead
saying.
start with, instead of starting with a pistol, start with a carbine, which would be equivalent to a light crossbow. So that, but it's a 2-handed weapon. And then later on down the road, when you get access to a couple of pistols, then you swipe those and start using them instead.
Well, I guess I can go over. I'll just start with the starting equipment.
Okay.
With your permission, I'd like to double up on the arrows, though.
I guess.
So, anyone have any ideas on my bonus language? So I get Common, Ignin, and then one other.
How do you feel about Gith? Boy, we could talk shit.
Wait, is Gith an actual language?
Yep.
Okay.
And actually, I've also got this subracial.
You cut out there.
1 skill or 2 of my choice. So I'm going to get proficient in another skill.
Good Lord.
Oh, trust me, all the other skills that I've got, like, chosen, are all low marks there. So getting the extra proficiency won't be too bad.
What even are Gith?
They're actually from the outer planes or outer realms.
I believe the astral realm.
Yeah,
generally.
from the astral realm. Basically, they're
They're like aliens, kind of, essentially.
Yeah, they're a race.
But magic aliens.
You shut up for a second. They're like the same race, but they've kind of splintered into 2 distinct ones. One's much more militaristic, the other one's more monastic. But they hate each other. It's actually really kind of interesting.
It does sound interesting. I'm just trying to figure out why on earth this, village blacksmith would know how to speak Gith.
Maybe it just came to him one day. I don't know. I didn't know he was a blacksmith.
So where is your village blacksmith from?
I know nothing about Zeitgeist, so he's from a village.
Okay. So most humans are from the country of what we call Riser. Spelled R-I-S-U-R.
Don't ask what the Ricery Reg is.
We may have to end up bringing that back at some point, but Ricer, it's supposed to be pronounced Reeser. No, Resur or something like that. But we've always pronounced it Ricer. Nearby countries, like most of the neighboring countries, are sectioned off by certain types of races. Like there's an area that's all Elven. There's an area that's mostly tiefling. There's an area that's like dwarves, and I'm going to say that's where the Goliath is from. There's a small island out in the ocean where dragonborn are almost exclusively found. And I forget.
What's the name of this tiefling country? Because I think that it'd make sense if he was, arming human villagers kind of on the border there against, tieflings who were trying to, raid their villages and stuff.
Sure. It is Danor. I think it's supposed to be pronounced Danor or something.
Okay, then yeah, he's from a village on the border there.
Oh no, it actually is Danor. So, yeah, if you're on the, well, let me take a look at the map. The world map. So Danor is actually across a small sea from the country that we are going to be in. The human country. Because the human country and the dwarven country are essentially they're on the same general island or continent, separated by a mountain range. And then all the other major countries are separated by water, mostly.
Okay.
Give me a second, I'm going to give you a map.
Oh, did somebody just say that they took Hand of Retribution?
Yeah, Eve is.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
Sweet 50 GP to purchase starting equipment.
Well, I would take the man with 2 guns as God, but it's like I don't have guns.
You'll end up getting them before you actually start the real campaign.
Oh, okay.
Because the actual campaign won't start until level 3. We're essentially going to be doing, think of it kind of like a training montage. So we're going to be doing accelerated XP for the encounters that we do.
Montage. Okay, but the only thing I can think of is like I still have to pick my spy specialty, which is actually where I can pick hired killer. Or pickpocket, but I don't think I want to be a pickpocket.
Okay, I'm sharing
That's
that map
exciting.
now. This is the one that's in the Zeitgeist Player's Guide Part 1. It's like the very first map-like image in there. And I'm going to put a marker on where you guys will be. So you're going to be starting in Flint, which is the main coastal city, main port. And so Tieflings and the Dead Magic. When the Eladrin goddess died, Danor became a dead magic zone, and some in that land were marked by a curse, turning them into Tieflings. In the centuries since, however, the Tieflings have come to rule that nation, and in the last few decades have begun a revolution of industry and mighty science, almost as powerful as the magic they lack. Those interested in Tieflings should read the section on Danor. And if you're interested in having your character use some of the new Revolution's technology, particularly firearms and explosive, you should read that section of the equipment. So yeah, you could say that maybe you were a human that lived in Danor and then chose to come here for some reason. Why did you only roll 2d4, Eve?
2d4 for starting funds.
Really? For a shaman?
According to this starting wealth, a shaman who chooses to purchase her own starting equipment receives funds of 2d4 times 10.
Let's make it 44.
Okay.
So that's 110.
110.
I'm okay with that. I'm still trying to find a background for Brandon.
See, I was also thinking, just sticking with Riser and maybe being from some village like just kind of in between Flint and Shale there that had like issues with a local lord.
Okay.
And that's who they were, arming the people against. I even had a name for the town. There it is, Aramore. Even though that doesn't fit at all with the naming system of that landmass. So let me find a better one.
Let me see if I can't find a map of Ricer. And give me just a second.
Question: How? Okay, so like the armor, it's got an AC.
Right.
Listed. So like I'm looking at hide armor for 12. Okay, it's got an AC of 12. Now, does that 12 get added to the base, or is
that is the base?
That is the base. So it's actually autumn. So I've only got an AC of 14.
Hide armor might limit. some armors limit the amount of armor you can get from decks.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Well, here's the question for you, Lee. Instead of hide, can I take studded leather? It's 45 GP, but it gives me the same 12 AC, but it doesn't go over limit me on my Dex edition.
I don't think you're required to take hide. Doesn't it say any medium?
No, I'm not required to take hide at all, but it's like, well, technically the starting equipment is leather armor.
Oh.
Okay. But my giths are proficient in light and medium.
Oh, nice.
I thought you were taking just the starting equipment set.
I can take, well, it was just for one extra.
You can always upgrade it later, requisition it once we
Right.
Like pretty quickly too.
Oh shit! No, I don't want to close those. Damn it!
So what about the town being called Basalt?
I'm looking for the actual map of the area.
Ah, okay.
Let's see.
All right. So what's another language I could know?
Yeah, we can call it basalt. That would fit in with your background.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Andy, did you take the spy background that you're thinking about?
Yeah, I got the spy background.
Where do you think you spied at?
Well, I'm assuming that
for that place.
what's yeah.
Like is Reser and Danner, like, are they? They're different nations, right? So maybe like someplace like that. Actually, there's a lot of different nations. Just pulled it up. Let's see.
I've decided that he does somehow know how to speak Gith. It just came to him in a dream.
I don't get extra languages. All I get is know them in common. That's all I need. I got the most important one and the most useful. Gnome being the most important language, obviously.
All right, I'll figure out another language later. The other thing that I need to know, I need to choose is my spy specialty. So I've got two choices. I could go with the hired killer, but he doesn't do that anymore, which probably doesn't make any sense. So I'm thinking probably enforce would be the best one to go with. But I'm also not sure where to put that.
So what does your spy specialty do?
It's just I don't think it does much of anything. It just says choose the role you played in your criminal life or role on the table below. So the spy specialty doesn't link to anything. I think it just goes over. It's just flavor.
Okay.
We'll say enforcer.
What are your choices?
Blackmailer, burglar, enforcer, fence, highway robber, hired killer, pickpocket, and smuggler.
So are you sure that they don't have some like role play benefit, kind of like you know how to find and quickly move stolen goods as a fence?
Well, no, because I'm drawing on kind of like, because this is part of his background. So I figured, the hired killer probably would have been closer to it, being he's get Yankee and
Okay.
they're kind of nasty and everything like that. But I figured probably the next one down from that would be enforcer, because hired killer definitely goes more towards that assassin that you're trying to go over and keep me from doing. Which you ain't got no choice about that, because when I hit level 3.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
If I have to, I'll kill him off before he hits level 3.
I'm sure you'll try. So anyway, so I'm just gonna go with the enforcer.
That is really cool. I didn't realize, like, the actions page is a lot better than 4th edition. Like, it automatically kind of parses your power, because like I didn't make any kind of setup for these inventive weapon input things, but I just dragged them onto my screen and like it already has the effects like there, ready to go.
Nice. See, I'm rolling as great as ever.
Yeah, looking at this, like, he deals more damage with this maul, just in general, than he would with any first level spell. I love it.
Cool. And for cantrips, do you get a chance to take Shillelagh?
I don't think that I get Shillelagh as a cantrip. I'm
That's a
looking right
shame.
now. It is, because that would have been really cool. But now for cantrips, shamans are kind of shafted. They get create bonfire, druidcraft, guidance, mending, message, resistance, or vicious mockery.
Well, I mean, cantrips in general are not that great unless you're like a warlock.
Well, yeah, warlock cantrips are amazing. The wizard ones are pretty good too.
Okay, so I gave the Blood Hunter the mercenary background. Sorry, the mercenary veteran.
Okay. Which feat does that give you? Is that the display of heroism?
No, that's the actual class background or 5e background.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. I see.
But yeah, I think the display of heroism would fit with the Eurosol veteran. Because I don't see him being very bardic, like the Dockers.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I just did. Apparently, I rolled my hit die and lost 5 HP.
You shouldn't have lost HP. the hit die thing, rolling that, that's you heal using that. It's weird that I would have taken stuff away.
Yeah, I have max 11 HP.
So you had
I
11
had-
wounds in there.
Oh,
So it counts up.
Yeah. Let me try to reset. So I'm going to put on 3 wounds. Now go ahead and double click your hit die. There you go.
Much better. Okay.
I think I'm done.
Okay. I'll take a look in just a second here. Okay, so I don't even know what to say to that name, Andy.
What? To chat you? What's so hard about it?
You.
To chat you.
we're just gonna call him Charlie.
Whatever floats your boat.
No, that's a good name though. I like it.
Well, it's like I went looking online and everybody said, make sure it has a lot of apostrophes in it, and sounds alienish. So I decided to make it easy on Lee and only give it like 3 syllables. They'll still fuck it up anyway.
Yeah, I'm never gonna actually type out the full name.
Lazy bitch.
So I think, well, I'll spoil that later. I don't want to spoil it before the actual game. So were you wanting to switch out the short bow for an actual carbine so that you can make use of the guns?
I mean, it doesn't really matter right now because it's like, the whole feat is like a 2 guns thing. So I mean,
Right.
I
But
can
it
wait
also
on
gives you
it.
some other stuff that you can do with it as a gun.
All right, so you're gonna go over and let me have. Well, the carbine is just the.
The light crossbow.
Okay.
And then later on down the road, you'll
So it's
be
just
able to get
just
access.
it's just a light crossbow that's reskinned.
Yes.
Okay.
But it also increases the damage die by 1 step.
Oh, nice.
But keep in mind with the guns, when you roll a 1, it's considered, in addition to a natural miss, it's going to be a misfire.
It breaks the gun if I remember correctly.
It doesn't break it, it just makes it unfunctional until you get a chance to fix it.
Okay.
But you know what? Isn't the Man with Two Guns is God, doesn't it give you, I want to say it gave you a special benefit that you didn't have to worry about that.
Let me check. Hold on. Yeah, whenever you take a long rest, choose 2 firearms in position to maintain. Those weapons cannot misfire for 24 hours.
Okay, so yeah.
It
But later
doesn't
on down the
give
road,
you guns anymore, but I believe it does let you craft them for a little bit cheaper than normal or something like that. I think that's
Yeah,
about.
it looks like it.
I just have to say I found these, you know, the Flips chocolate covered pretzels.
No. But
Well,
oh yeah,
they're a
yeah.
thing.
Brand.
So when I stopped at the gas station to get some Diet Dr. Peppers, I went to get some Flips just because I haven't had any in a while, and my blood sugar was low today. But they had salted caramel with chocolate drizzle Flips.
Oh my God.
I know. So I don't know who made this art, but they made a Goliath warrior that looks more or less like a shifter. And I think Brandon will approve. Not that he has much choice right now.
But if he looks like a shifter, he doesn't look like a Goliath.
Well, it's just a Goliath with a lot of extra hair and a little bit more werewolf-looking features.
You know if they grow hair.
So I am adding some soap to my character's inventory here, and I suggest everyone else do the same.
Soap?
Soap. You know,
That's
for
alright.
bathing.
Uh-huh. Why are you suggesting everyone add that?
So that their characters can take a damn bath.
Well, some of that is going to be provided where you live. So not everything you'll have to haul around with you. Just like you don't have to have a bed because you got one where you're going to be living.
Still, just in case.
But you don't want to share your soap with everyone?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Do you really want to share soap with a 6'5" human made out of muscle and covered in hair?
You talking about the Goliath? He's 7.5 foot.
Okay, all right. So I'm not the tallest.
I don't know. Anything over 4 foot is just a waste of flesh.
Wow. Coming from someone who can't even use half the flesh on his body.
What? What are you talking about? He's using it. It keeps him strapped into his armor. My itsy bitsy character is 3'4". Why do I keep closing that? There we go.
Okay, the more I look at this picture of the guy in the mask, it's almost like Paul photoshopped a top hat onto it.
Yeah, it does
Came
lose a
with-
little bit of the effect without the rest of the clothing and stuff showing.
I know. But luckily, we'll have those pictures available.
Do you have that picture?
I was
I
going to
can give you that
have you or
picture.
Paul resend it to me because I
I
don't
can
have
give
it
it to you right
saved.
now.
What are you doing with those pictures?
Putting them on the Obsidian portal page.
Oh, I didn't even know we had one. I asked a while ago if we were going to have one.
Oh, I didn't see it. We're going to have one. I
Okay.
just haven't completed everything on it. I've got tomorrow off.
Maybe someday I'll have a better image for my character.
I don't know why I'm bothering with the Obsidian portal because you guys say that you never read it.
I like to look through wiki stuff and things like that.
Yeah.
I like putting my character on there.
Put a little bit more effort into the chat log, and maybe I will.
Well, with the streams and the videos, we're not going to need a chat log because you can actually watch the video.
I'm definitely not going to review a 3-hour video to remind
No,
myself what
neither
happened
am
in
I.
the previous session.
All right, so
Notes.
last thing, I need to put in any equipment that was granted by his background. So is Kaylee not coming tonight? Did you ever hear from her?
I guess not. As far as I can tell, she never even saw the message, so
Okay.
I don't know what
Then
she's
we're going to go
up
ahead
to.
and roll her up too.
Well, I already have her character more or less, but
Okay.
so we're going to roll her stats?
Yep. Everything was going to be done tonight.
Okay.
I'm going to let the three of you roll them.
You're welcome, Kaylee.
Yep, those are pretty decent. I think she might have got the best ones. She didn't get a 17 like Dan, but other than that. Or maybe not. Not quite. They're decent, though. Oh, shit. Never mind. I thought she had 2 16s. I only see one now.
So she still has a 16, 14, 2 13s, an 11, and a 10.
No. Not as good as I thought it was. Never mind. That's all right.
But, I mean, better than the standard array would have been.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was reskinning my short bow. It's a carbide.
It's actually going to be a light crossbow that you're reskinning.
Oh, wait, crossbow. Yeah, I don't
So
think
you'll have to manually add that to your sheet and delete the short bow.
No, actually.
I think I might need a mastiff.
For what?
What do you mean for what?
Why do you need a mastiff?
Why wouldn't you need a mastiff?
For
Good
one,
answer.
the dachshund that I already have is a pain in the ass. So why would you want one that's like 10 times the size?
Oh, I assumed he's talking about game.
Yeah, me too.
I don't
Wait,
think shamans get an animal companion, do they?
They don't, but you can buy a mastiff for 25 GP.
Oh, good lord.
cool. Wait, you said that
Mhm.
the damage die goes up a thing, so it's like a D8 now, so it goes to D10.
Right.
All right, and it's the type is piercing. Does it stay piercing?
Yes.
All right, I think I'm all set. You can get rid of the dick and put Tatayo into the combat track. I just want to test the sneak attack.
Okay. Give me a second. I'm trying to fill something in.
What is this spider-looking thing? Make me cry.
That's my simulacrum. Like
Ah.
Neth used to have clack. I haven't decided what to call it yet.
You know what? She let you have Click. Clack's offspring. At least you're not naming it Swiggity.
Oh, name it for shizzle.
No.
Now let's stick with clickety. Clickety clack.
I'll say now you need to make clack.
Well, no, Neth made clack. This is his brother.
Gotcha.
And then when you get the like level 6 and have the other one, it can be clackety.
That is a good idea. I like it.
Nah, it's going to be named Steve.
Oh my god. I hate you so much right now. Like,
What the hell is his
you
name?
have no idea.
All right, so I have no idea what my yeah. The only thing I need to figure out is what my language is going to be.
So he gets a gaming set of his choice, probably like dice or cards, a pouch containing 10 gold, and then he has proficiency with land vehicles.
Cool. I'm getting a car. Awesome.
I'm not really sure what stat land vehicles is supposed to use. No, it's I know what it is.
Wait, who's getting a land vehicle? What's going on?
He doesn't. The Goliath doesn't get one, but he knows how to drive one.
What is that?
I am so stealing a car.
So they don't have cars, but they have
Yeah.
carriages.
Oh God, are we in another place where they don't know how to ride shit?
No, they have horses and shit.
Remember, they're basically cars. They're just wagons that are like steampunk powered, magic powered
But
things.
I don't think we ever encountered any of those.
I remember Neth riding around in one before.
Oh.
Or maybe it was just a wagon.
I think it was just a wagon. But I totally see the Goliath saying, you know, fuck you, Toddy, picking you up by the head and placing you in a chair, then taking off on your little, whatchamacallit.
I don't see that happening.
I do. And it would be like, you know, Shaq riding a Power Wheels.
But I mean, like, what is that? A tool proficiency or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what I was confused about. I didn't know what that was supposed to be. That's a weird thing to have.
It is.
So they're good at driving wagons, which I wouldn't imagine really requires much in the way of skill.
Well, I think that if you're not trained, you don't get your proficiency bonus to it. So, like, if there's a runaway horse pulling the wagon, then it makes it more difficult. But with the proficiency bonus, you have an easier time of keeping everything from crashing and turning to shit.
Mm.
And Paul, did I tell you what I was considering for the bladed bow that she was talking about?
I don't think so.
Okay. If she picks short bow, it would have a dagger on either end, and she would have to pay the price of all 3 items.
Okay.
Same thing if she chose longbow, it would be short sword on either end.
Nice. I like these flaws. It's like I'll be taking a Gornak's tactical approach to things.
How what?
I'll be taking Gornak's tactical approach to things.
Which is...
If there's a plan, I'll forget it. If I don't forget it, I'll ignore it.
Well, that's the one that he
I've
took.
got that.
I also took I don't pay attention to the risks in a situation. Never tell me the odds. I can look at some others, but I don't really see any flaws in here I'm willing to take.
Yeah, I didn't see many that I liked, but I liked that one.
Like, my character's not a thief, so that one doesn't work. Can't take when faced with choice between money and friends, I'll choose the money because one of my ideal is that I'm loyal to my friends. Don't want to tell that reveals when I'm lying because I picked deception as a skill. I mean, I guess I could pick I turn tail and run when things look bad, but I don't really feel it fit my character either.
No.
Well, you can pick the same flaw. I don't care.
Maybe an innocent person is in prison for a crime that I committed. I'm okay with that, but I didn't. No, I don't like that either. Yeah, I'm leaving it.
Yeah, I did that for Dima.
I don't have that.
All right, so now I just need to get everybody's info.
Everybody's info. What do you mean?
Your scores, your name, your race and everything, your race and class, and max HP.
Trying to
and then
steal my identity.
No, well, I need to put it onto the
Hey, Paul, can you send me Kaylee's sheet, and I'll go ahead and set it up?
Yeah, hold on a second.
Did she have a name?
Yep.
Awesome.
And what is Toady? The new artificer?
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, we have 3 people that kind of focus on melee and 3 people that focus on ranged.
Cool.
And only one that really does any kind of ranged magic.
Okay, so give me your scores, Paul.
I'll give it to you while he's working on that.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to print this. I don't see a print button anywhere.
I'm writing it down, so it's not a big deal. You can just read it.
No, for this character. So I'm trying to figure out how to print.
Yeah, he's
there we go.
working on one for me. So Toady, what do you want first?
Well, all the scores, strength, dex,
Okay.
so on.
Strength 11, Dex 14, Con 17,
Read faster.
Int 18, Wisdom 15.
Whoa! Slow down. I'm just kidding.
Shut up.
Sorry.
Charisma 11.
Okay,
I'm
max
telling
HP.
Max HP is 11.
And AC.
AC is 16.
Okay. Is Bjorn done?
No.
Not
He still
quite.
has to do
I'm
equipment and
still
stuff.
adding spells. I think I've got equipment.
Did you ever pick armor?
Yeah, I went with where is it? Studded leather. Since he's stuck with medium, light armor for now. I need to find a way to bump him up to medium.
All right. Give me Dan's stuff, Lee.
Okay. It helps if I actually open it up. So Dorothy Gale Willowweep is a level 1 cleric.
Hey, Dorothy Gale Willowweep. I saw that in the.
Yeah.
Okay, Dorothy Gale Willowweep. Alrighty, and what is it?
Strength. Oh, it's a knowledge cleric. You can just put cleric.
What is the race?
Oh, human.
Okay. All right, hold on one sec.
He's a human variant, but we're just going to call it human.
Okay, scores.
Strength 9, Dex 16, Con 16, Int 14, Wisdom 18, Charisma 12.
HP
11.
and AC.
17.
Wow, nice score. All right, does Kaylee have one that's done?
I think Paul just sent it to me. I was in the process of loading it. Let me give you Brandon's character.
Yeah, let's do Brandon. Okay, Brandon. Okay, what? Okay.
And then after I get him to give me a name, it's probably going to be Gargantuan. I'm suspecting, but he is a Goliath blood hunter.
Okay, scores.
Strength 18, Dex 15, Con 16,
Faster.
Int 10, Wisdom 10, Charisma 10. I'm sorry, Wisdom 12, Charisma 10.
HP
13,
and AC.
11. Shit. HP is 13, AC is 17. So I have a question for you, Eve. If you're going to be in melee, how are you going to survive?
That's a real good question. That is a phenomenal question, and one that I don't exactly have an answer for, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, while you're, if you'll want to go ahead and give Andy your stats.
Yeah. So 16 strength, 11 dexterity, 16 constitution, 11 intelligence, 13 wisdom, 17 charisma, 11 max HP, 12 AC.
Okay, and what are you? And it's Bjorn. You got a last name. Not, you know what? Bjorn's fine. What's your race and class?
Human and shaman.
Okay, and it looks like you've just got the basic. Are you sticking with that portrait, or is that just?
Yeah, it looks nothing like him, but I'll stick with it.
I can find you one.
If you
I
want
think
to
you
find
should.
me one.
Hey, Paul. What? Oh, never mind. I'll just pull it from your sheet. Where is the anthropologist background from? Because I don't have it.
I don't know. Let me look.
Did you say that you were kind of doing like a shaman blacksmith type thing, or was that just a joke?
No, he's
No,
serious.
he's absolutely. He is a blacksmith. Hence the 16 strength, and the fact that he is going to mainly be in melee despite having an AC of 12 and 11 HP.
Oh, I kind of like this guy. I mean, he doesn't look much like a blacksmith, but he actually looks kind of badass. Hold on.
That actually does look pretty cool.
Tome of Annihilation.
I will tweak it for a portrait for you and throw it in there for you.
Appreciate it. But yeah, no, he. I actually took a feat that means that he is now proficient with mauls and warhammers, so he's got a maul as his weapon even.
Paul, do you think the spread that I have for her is okay?
You mean the stats that were rolled?
Yeah. Like in where I put them?
Well, I can't see what you're doing with that.
I put it into the party sheet.
Oh. Let me see what she was doing.
Okay, Eve, you can take that and just drop that into your portraits folder, and it'll be free to pick.
Did you send it like in Facebook, Andy?
It's on Discord, so you should be able to just go up and click on it, right-click on it. Maybe not. Let me drop it in Facebook.
Oh, that is cool.
I mean, that's probably what I would pick, but she wanted her character to have intelligence.
Okay, so
I'd swap the intelligence and wisdom.
Okay.
Other than that, it looks like pretty much what she picked. Oh, I just heard a ding. Maybe that was her.
No, that was me.
Yeah.
Oh. You looked at the arc.
Look at the huh?
I said he looked at the arc.
Oh.
But he liked it, you can tell.
And she was picking high elf.
Okay, that was Kaylee. She just messaged me. She said
What'd she
shit.
say?
Shit. I think she forgot. She probably went to the house and worked on that and just finished. That's my guess. I was thinking about reminding her earlier today. I didn't.
Yes, should have.
Oh no, I don't want.
Am I supposed to have a portraits folder for Fantasy Ground somewhere?
Yeah, relaunch your Fantasy Grounds program, and there's going to be a little folder icon to click on in that launcher screen.
He shouldn't need to go over and close Fantasy Grounds at all.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
don't.
have
The
to.
reason I closed it earlier, I didn't think it was loading, but for some reason one of my start portraits is at the bottom instead of in the middle. But yeah, it should just show up nowadays. You used to have to close it. You don't anymore.
Do we know what?
What the path is?
Yeah. No, I meant for
What-
Kaylee's character.
Know what for Kaylee's character?
Is she taking one of the fighter archetypes from Unearthed Arcana or from PHB?
Does she not have one in there that she picked?
Well, I mean, it's a level 1 character, so it's not going to show that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if she's decided what she's going to do with that or not.
Okay, Eve, if you go to your PC stuff, users, username, app data, roaming, fantasy grounds. Once you get to that, if you click on the fantasy grounds, it'll open up a list of stuff and you'll see, you should see a folder that says portraits.
Got it.
I'm so damn helpful.
Apparently it wants to update now.
Doesn't surprise me. I'm going to use the UA one just because it's got the two archer specific paths to choose from. Then if she decides later on down the road to do something else, she can pick, we can redo the sheet.
You're picking what? What's that?
The UA fighter.
Okay, I don't really know what that is.
The Unearthed Arcana.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I don't know what that entails. I know she just picked the regular fighter, but
Really, at first level, it doesn't do anything. It won't matter until 3rd level when she gets her path.
yeah, but she will have to like completely remake her sheet if she changes it.
Well, and if that happens, then I'll remake the sheet for her, or I'll help her remake the sheet, whichever is going to be easiest.
Oh, you're just doing that because it has the arcane archer. It just has different
and it also has
martial
the
art
close
types.
combat one, the sharpshooter.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. I was thinking like the ranger and stuff like that, where they like completely redid abilities and stuff. Not just.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about the ranger.
Well, I didn't know if the fighter was similar to that.
Yeah. I think we had said that she was considering doing one of the different fighting styles. Did you ever talk to her?
Oh, I was running the monk by her, but she didn't want to do that. She said she didn't want to mess with religion.
Okay.
Which is never really what I really think of as a monk, but I guess there is that to it. They do,
Yeah.
live in monasteries and all that.
Well.
So she's sticking with the fighter, but
Okay.
I don't think she's thought about what she's going to do for the archetype yet. I've made her aware that it will happen eventually.
This isn't for the archetype. This is for her fighting style, where she can choose archery, but they introduced some new ones.
She's going to watch archery.
Well, that other one was the one that gave her essentially the crossbow expert feat as a class feature.
Oh, that's actually better.
I agree.
Yeah, I would give her that.
Okay.
We can just run it by her here real quick.
I linked it for you.
Okay, and I think that I've got everything added in here now.
The normal archery is basically just like a +2 to attack, right?
Yeah. Plus, I think the close combat one fits better with what she's wanting to do with potentially wading into melee from time to time.
Yeah. I think all my stuff's done.
So what does anthropologist give her? Because I don't have that.
Here, let me. Actually, I don't know what it is. All right. So, skill proficiencies in insight and religion. Two languages.
I got that.
2 languages.
Okay.
And then for equipment, a leather-bound diary, a bottle. Well, I'll slow down.
Well, I'm looking for it on the sheet. I
Yeah,
found the
it's
languages
not
she picked.
Gear, so I don't know if it did the gear or not. What was that? Something about she picked.
Well, I found the languages that she picked.
Okay.
So what was, you said something about a leather-bound
Okay.
book?
I'll do this. This is easier. That's gear. That's your feature. And then there's a role that goes with that, or a selection for which culture is adopted. But I don't know if you want to wait and let her do that or not.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another feature thing. That's pretty nice, actually. So I'm guessing her adopted culture will be whatever the culture in Reser is, but I don't know.
Human.
Oh, the anthropologist has a flaw that would work for your character, Andy.
Oh yeah, what's that?
I wear a tribal mask and never take it off. I mean, I know yours not tribal, but
yeah, I was just gonna say it's not really tribal.
But it's more suitable.
I figured out exactly how I'm going to survive in melee again, because I knew there was a way I could do it, but I found it here. One of the shamanic invocations that you can get that requires a gift of savagery, which I get at 3rd level, will essentially mean that unarmored, well, as long as I'm not wearing armor, then my AC is naturally 16.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so
you just have to be
13 plus
careful
my
the first couple levels.
Yeah, I just have to survive to level 3 there. And
I can't wait until you die by getting eaten by CR0 rats that can only deal 1 hit point each.
yeah. Actually, I might have to survive until 5th level to get that, because of the fact that I'm not sure if I can swap invocations out between levels or not.
I don't remember. I think you can.
Yeah, you can swap them. So, yeah, that means that okay, at level 3 when I take Gift of Savagery, I can swap out an invocation for the one that will let me have decent AC. And the nice part is that if I want to use a shield with it, it stacks with the shield, so I can get up to like an 18 AC with the shield. I just can't wear regular armor. And then there's another invocation that unarmored, you gain an extra 10 feet of movement, and you always know true north and how deep you are underground.
Okay.
Like they're built to be able to hold their own in melee.
Oops, where'd it go? Hello?
Huh? What?
This is weird. Oh, one of my ability things I made wasn't appearing. And they're trying to make more, or make it again. Oh, maybe it wasn't scrolled up. Or down, I thought it was. There it is. It's good. Never mind.
I would like to know how the hell I ended up as a charisma caster again, though.
Well, the party needed a party face. Because you're the only one that has halfway decent charisma.
Well, it looks like my character is now officially the Antichrist.
Wait, what?
Glad that's sealed in. I just rolled 3 6s.
Oh.
I'm not questioning it.
So is she wanting to do short bow or long bow?
So Toady Snark is just, you know, the abbreviated version of my character's name.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a gnome, obviously. Their names are much better than that. That's his full name. It's a good Pathfinder gnome name. Ridiculous and proud. She says longbow.
Okay. Then I will add her bonus in automatically. Did you guys pick out a picture for her?
No. I'm sure she'll want to find one.
Okay.
Oh, but Andy needs one, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And then for her cantrip, you said she was picking friends?
Yeah.
That's a delicious idea. She may end up wanting to change that because it looks like it might require a charisma check. Or maybe that's the roll that the NPC would have to make.
Okay.
But she can pick that later. I just stuck it in there as is. All right. Hey, Andy, you still there?
Yeah, still here.
You ready for her stats?
All right, name first.
Era Tiri. So 2 words. First word Aera. Last name Tiri, Tiri.
Okay.
She is a high elf fighter.
Okay, stats.
Strength 14, Dex 18, Con 13, Int 14, Wisdom 10, Charisma 11.
HBAC.
HP is 11, AC is 14.
Okay, and does she want me to find her a picture, or is she gonna find one?
She has one. She's trying to see if she can find it on her computer because she put it in the character builder, but it's like really tiny, so I don't know. I mean, it's portrait size, but I don't know if it'd be better to have the original.
It would.
Yeah, I can do stuff with it.
Wait, so she's at home and she just doesn't want to talk to us?
Oh, I think she got home, or she might. I don't know if she's home or not, but well, I guess she is now. She's getting on the computer. I think she probably just figured she was too late. I don't know what else she's doing right now, or if she's sober.
I want to meet Drunk Kaylee because that would sounds amazing. She's a blast, sober, so. So with the stats that you guys rolled for her, she actually ended up 1 better on her attacks and AC both.
Nice.
Or on her ranged attack. Because it's not going to be a finesse weapon, the bladed ends, they roll as a strength roll.
And you're gonna have to, I don't know, make like a list or something of which Zeitgeist things are still available. I don't know what everyone took. That way she can still pick one of those.
Okay.
Because I told her where to find those and that she'd need to find one.
you told her where to find them in the PDF?
Yeah.
Okay. Andy, you took Gunsmith, right?
What is that?
For your
Oh,
feat
is that a
from
Zeitgeist background?
Yeah.
That's the one that the man with two guns as God comes from.
Oh, okay, because I didn't choose anything. I mean, I just chose the standard backgrounds that come with D&D.
Right.
I
You
didn't.
took the man with two guns as God, though. I see it.
Yeah.
So yes, you're a gunsmith.
Okay.
And there's the portrait. Oh, plus I guess I never did say that we're still doing it. She probably figures we're done. And I'm just
Oh.
asking her a bunch of questions now. Well, I don't know.
And then, so no one took Skyseer.
It's because that one's boring.
Yeah, it can be. So she has 4 to choose from: Docker, Eschatologist, Martial Scientist, and Skyseer.
So none of the good ones.
I don't know. I think Docker is a really good one for helping out the party. She can be in
There's
the back
really only
lines.
2 that I even think are interesting.
What, the Gunslinger and the Technologist?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, that's just you.
I know. Some of the feats are actually useful, though.
They can be. I mean, if I had my choice of which one I would recommend for her, I would recommend Docker or Skyseer, personally. Just because the modules or the adventures themselves center around a lot of Skyseer stuff pretty early on. Then the Dockers, that's always useful. It's like being a bard once per rest.
Paul, does Tony Stark have? I know he's an artificer, but has he got like a specialization or something?
That's it. The Artificer is a weird class. It's really not set up properly. They get their archetype basically at first level. And that's the Clockwork Engineer.
Well, I could still put that on there.
Okay. Yep, Clockwork Engineer. Oh man, the Eschatologist would have actually been pretty interesting for Brandon's character.
Why is that?
Just because of the feat. As an action, you can concentrate on your own mortality in order to manifest a zone of cold in a 10-foot radius around you. Once manifested, the zone is stationary and it lasts until you dismiss it as a bonus action or you fall unconscious. Creatures in the zone take 1d6 cold damage. This increases 2d6 at 5th, 3d6 at 11th, 4d6 at 17th. They cannot heal or gain creatures in the zone cannot heal or gain temporary hit points. Oh,
My favorite part of that is that even if you're out of the zone, you're in the zone.
yeah, never mind. That makes the whole thing pretty shitty, actually. You're basically just summoning a zone to make it so you're taking damage constantly and unable to heal. What is the point of that? Disregard.
Well, I dropped that portrait in here, and now I'm not seeing it.
All right. So, is there anything special about the human shaman? Is there like a subclass? Is there a sub race?
Speaker of Flames is his subclass.
Is that a subclass?
Yeah. Basically,
Okay.
that's the what
It's your
people
archetype.
refer to as the subclass for it.
Okay.
Just like at level 3, Brandon is taking the Lycan subclass.
Speaker
Yeah.
of flame or speaker of flames?
Speaker of Flames.
And that's another thing. Like you're unique, like the artificer and the cleric isn't, and that I think you get that at first level. It's almost like your domain, like a cleric would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's closer to it because I also get something at third level. I get the Gift of Savagery at third level.
Well, that's just a class feature, though. You don't actually get an
Okay.
archetype like most classes get.
Yeah, like the Warlock, it picked its at first level.
Well, no, because
Yeah.
they pick which boon they get at third level. The warlock, right?
Well, that's different.
That's
actually a
actually
class
like their
feature.
archetype, though.
No, I
Like
would
if you look at
the patron to be their subclass.
yeah, I wouldn't.
Well, that's why we're different.
Oh, actually, you know what? Never mind. That is. You're right. I'm wrong.
So now I'm gonna have to redo one of the maps I was working on earlier. Because I wanted the building that the jail or that the outpost in your vicinity was in to be very small, but I still needed it to have like a squad room, an office for your commander, jail cells, sleeping quarters with like a little break room kind of thing, or like a little living area. And then I was going to do like a courtyard or a basement or something for like training. But to cram all that in is problematic. So I'm going to have to go back and like separate it into multiple floors.
Are you just talking about the RHC headquarters?
Well, the miniature one that y'all are going to be dealing with, where you're stationed at first.
I mean, because it might be possible that they don't even have some of those features. They have to like go to another building or something like that. Some of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, Kaylee likes the eschatologist.
Okay. Foiled again.
So she's going to be hurting herself with cold. But she probably just liked the looks of what the stuff said about him.
Well, and two, it's one of those things where, you know, when shit really hits the fan, it may be more beneficial for her to do that than it would be to have you all of the melee folks being basically. I got to pick my words carefully here.
I can't see any use
destroyed.
of that cold zone. But they also get, as a bonus action, you can touch a dying creature or a creature that died in the past round. That creature is restored to life if dead. Stabilize it,
nice.
And is considered to have failed no death saving throws, but remains unconscious.
That is nice.
What? But it doesn't work on decapitated or disintegrated creatures? It's bullshit. Should be able to touch someone and make their head grow back.
All right, so Dorothy Gale, Willow Weep. What kind of cleric? What kind of human?
Knowledge cleric or knowledge domain. And I'm going to stop the stream here in just a second. Just because it's been running now for about 3 hours.